I am under control.
I am so obsessed during the weekends with cars.
It's almost like a drug.
Power and the torque is obviously giving you a kick, an adrenaline rush.
The Corvette just gives me a real kick, just because of the brute force.
Modern car just doesn't do anything for me at all.
Look at it, beautiful. It's the most fun thing to do.
It's scary, that's for sure.
It's just a great thrill to be able to drive a car like that.
The old cars look so great, they're all different.
Engine in the front, rear-wheel driven, as a good GT should be.
Doesn't get any better than this.
Would you like to go to Monaco to drive a Type 35 Bugatti? Oh, well, yeah, OK.
You have to race. You just have to race.
I came here with the very first historic race 2 years ago.
I gave my drive to somebody else and I was working on the cars.
I enjoyed it a lot. It's just fantastic being by the beach.
We race the Alpha, the pre-war car, the Corvette and the Lotus 11. We have a lot of fun.
I brought two cars here, a Shelby Cobra car from 1963, the 289 cubic inch Ford engine, which is kind of a famous engine, and Lola T70 Mark I from 1965. I'm sharing the Cobra with a friend of mine from Portugal. We've done that before, so that's pretty cool.
I bought a 1963 Chevrolet Stingray, which is a phenomenal car. Not the perfect choice for a street circuit, but certainly challenging. Also a Lister Chevrolet.
The big races were with two driver in the Stingray and then the Lister here.
I'm one of the lucky guys, I guess. I've been invited to come down to Porto by Mark Gibbon. We came here 2 years ago, and then about 6 months ago he said, would you like to come down to Porto? And I said, well, you know, try to stop me.
It's a low drag E-Type, 62, pretty much as a Jaguar was in its day, but more horsepower and a few up-to-date mods.
People want to race on the famous tracks that still exist. The thing that's special about the Masters Gentleman Drivers GT Trophy is all the cars are pre-1966. So there is a great era that people can relate to.
The mayor of Porto decided back when he came into office back in 2002 to revive this circuit.
In the 1950s, lots of cities and small towns even across particularly France and Italy would lay out a track on their streets and you'd go racing on it.
A street racetrack is more dangerous than a normal racetrack.
All these guys would come in and say, oh, this is dangerous and that's dangerous, and I'd be desperate to get out there and find what was dangerous.
It's very tight. You can't see the corners or where the corners finish or where they go.
Just coming around a sharp corner, the backslides. On a normal track, you can catch it. It might maybe go on the grass a bit. But here, it's just concrete. Nothing you can do about it.
You don't have the runoff areas, you don't have gravel pits.
There's nowhere to go. It is concrete everywhere.
You just have to sort of start building up a memory profile of the track. Just hope that you're remembering as it actually is.
There's no room for error.
That's the fun of this event. It's not like Silverstone, it's not like Nürburgring. It's Porto, and you've just got to put up and shut up and just enjoy yourself.
I had a Grand Prix Cooper which I raced for a bit and I wanted to sell. And David rang up and said, oh, I'm interested and I want to, come and see it.
I didn't know him then, and I turned up, and I remember him starting it up, and it frightened the life out of me.
And I sold him the car, and then he said, well, yeah, I want to race it, but I haven't got anyone to look after it. So he asked me to do that. That was probably 12 years ago.
We've built up a friendship since then, and now Neil co-drives with me, and I'm in fact at this meeting driving with his son in a yellow Lotus 11.
I'm driving the Lotus 11. It's my first time in Porto, and I'm sharing with David Cook in the Gentleman Drivers Sports Endurance Race.
That's going to be a bugger then, adjusting the belt for you for Joe.
Well, excuse me.
Yeah. It will be a lot. Mind you, it's going to be easier having Joe in first because it's easier to tighten them than it is to release them, isn't it?
One day we arrive at the circuit and there is a very nice guy. He has nice eyes and a beautiful car. Then we start chatting and chatting. One day Mark tells me, oh, do you want to do the 6 hours of Spa? It started from there. We are good friends now. I don't remember anymore, but I would say some 5 years ago.
I've been involved in cars and repairs all my life. It was a little bit of modern stuff to start with, and I got involved with John, and we started buying historic cars.
In a modern professional race meeting, there are commercial teams trying to win points for a championship.
In modern racing, we are almost more interested in the pilots than in the cars.
Public access and the spectators have been pretty much forgotten.
What I like in classic racing is that the cars are the stars.
If you've got a nice car and you have an opportunity to go and race it, you don't just want to turn up at the track, sweat away with the tools and the problems, drive the car, put it back in the truck and go away again.
We turn up at the track, we've got all their facilities, we can sit and chat, talk about the races, talk about the good things, talk about the bad things we've done.
Did you wind the window down?
Right in that?
No, in this.
It's a good idea though.
It's not just pure racing and the thrill of racing we get out of it. It's the fun of being with a set of like-minded people.
It's opened up a whole new set of friendships, a whole new set of intrigue. I mean, all the cheating that takes place here, you just wouldn't believe.
How are these guys to deal with? Are they pains?
No, it's brilliant. They're so easy going. It's lovely.
Yeah.
The gossip around who's cheating, who's not cheating, and how they're cheating.
I want to ask him again once they took off.
It just blows your mind what goes on.
Have you seen they've got the knack of that and the sliding window?
Yeah.
It's quite a good idea. You just get so hot in there.
We could do some mods. You happy?
Yeah. All fixed?
Yeah, go and get some lunch.
It's only really been for me since the Masters series launched their series of races on us that the whole lot came together.
They might be anything from bankers to lawyers to architects to business tycoons to guys who own a garage and know how to prepare a race car.
How long have you been doing this?
All my life. I restore cars for a living. Part of the job is actually testing the cars, so through the testing of the cars I got into the racing.
I had a successful rugby career when I was younger, and I stopped in 1987, and then I was taken to a historic racing meet at Silverstone and thought I might have a go, and that was 10 years ago.
Been brought up around cars, and the exciting bit for me was the racing. So when we went away at the weekends, it was always good fun to watch, and I couldn't wait to get in the car myself. So When I was old enough, I did. When I was 17, I went to Silverstone Racing School, and I've raced ever since. I work for a guy called Gregor Fiskin. He races cars as well.
I started instructing on racetracks. I was fortunate enough to be invited to join the Porsche driving experience, sitting beside our new customers in their new 997s, Carrera GTs, Cayennes, Boxsters, whatever you like to call it.
I'm actually on a board of a company that supplies software management systems to one of the Formula One teams, so I have a little bit involved, but nothing to do with my professional life.
IT, so in the IT business, communications, networking, that kind of stuff.
Stand that back straight.
Yeah, second and third, but getting it into fourth, anywhere on the limiter, I found quite hard.
I was diagnosed with leukemia at the age of 18. I was just on a gap year from school, so everything was taken away and I went straight to hospital. I had a bone marrow transplant from an unrelated donor. The doctor said it would probably be a year before I'd start racing again. Having something amazing to do is always a drive and a motivator. After 5 months, I got back in a racing car. I work as an ambassador for the Teenage Cancer Trust, who are a UK-based charity. I first got involved with a couple of friends of mine who were racing at Le Mans. We did a sponsorship scheme whereby we raised money for the charity as well as putting sponsorship and logos on the car. In historic racing, you've got a lot of people with a lot of money, so the more exposure you can give to the charity, the better it is, hopefully.
I started racing in 2000, so about 7 years ago.
I'm 52 years old. I raced cars since I'm 40. I started quite early, at 40 years. That was when I could afford to race.
I've been doing it since 2003.
I retired and thought, shit, this sounds just great. I started 6 years ago and I was last in the races.
I've been racing on and off since about 1970-ish. It's such a long time ago, I can't remember.
The thing is about historic racing for many of us, you need some time on your hands and you need to have saved up a few pennies to just do it, getting the cars transported, getting yourself there, the pit crews.
During the season, from April till October, it's typically, 1 out of every 2 weeks or something that I'm somewhere.
I always cheat and I say, I only do 4 races a year. It's not true. I only count the ones that are outside the Iberian Peninsula.
Travelling around Europe, that's where I get a bit of a buzz.
When we go racing, we like to have a good session and get it out of our system for a couple of weeks.
My family come and they enjoy it. I've got my Australian family here as well. They've come over for a 3-week trip.
I've got my son here at Porto with me.
They come along occasionally.
I race, I watch cars on TV. They say it's too much, so they don't enjoy.
The object of today's free practice and qualifying later today is to make sure you qualify for a race tomorrow.
We had a first gear problem, so we had to take the engine out, gearbox out, replace the gearbox, basically strip all the engine components off, slide the engine forward as far as possible to be able to undo the bell housing, to take the gearbox out, change the bell housing on the gearbox, engine back in. It's like 6 or 8 hour operation to sort.
How'd you do it? Just got it on the gearbox time, put it in the gearbox in.
So we have qualified now, which is 40 minutes. I'll do the first 20 minutes and then Carlos Barbaro will do the final.
We're next out on qualifying, gentlemen drivers.
Each car has something called a transponder, which cuts a beam as you go past the start-finish line. So each car is automatically timed. All the times are pinned up on the board over there. You get timesheets. And then you can read off what your time was. You can even read which lap the quickest lap occurred on, so you can tell which driver is quickest, which is quite useful.
We get 3 qualifying, you've got to get 3 laps in that in.
That decides your grid position.
And who's going to change for who? John's going to come out?
John's going to start and Jason will get in.
Find the 2 grids. So there were 2 races. That's in one race I'm doing with Joe, and that's in another race. And they've put the 2 races into one grid, so there's 2 races going on in the one race. As much waving as possible, so we picked you up, and then you point us in to where you want us to go. Jeff's going to get me out of that, and then we're going to bring Joe in, and Jeff's going to get me into the Lotus.
So you're going to change first in this car?
Yeah.
Then you're going to stand by.
My helmet needs to be ready for that car.
Then he's going to come in and you change with him in that car.
In the race, it will be hard. Somehow we'll work it out. We'll sit down in the bar tonight and work out a plan, I'm sure.
That's an early start, huh?
Have you seen even Lola?
Yeah, he's just finished. He drove now, Carlos Balbo, so he'll be here.
We were carrying a lot of fuel with quite an amateur outfit, and if we were a bit more professional, we'd put the minimum amount of fuel in there. It uses 1.5 litres a minute, which is quite high fuel consumption. When you think how much that weighs, I mean 140 litres of fuel, it's like having 2 people extra in the car. Wasn't gaining much on you. I think you were keeping up with it. I think you've done the right thing. It's getting slippery out there, so I don't fuck it. No point in going and breaking a car, is there?
You may have noticed in this gentleman driver's race there was a red Stingray. I got a silver Stingray. Both of us knew that we had to beat the other Stingray.
Came in a bit early, Bob, sorry, but I had a guy in front of me. Okay. Yeah, you're ready to go, man?
Are you showing me the board?
Huh?
How fast are you doing?
Yeah, there's a board, heavy.
39.
39?
Did I do it 39?
Yeah.
That's not bad, huh? Okay, my friend, take it easy. Car's handling pretty good, Carlos.
Don't worry.
We're on Dunlop M's, huh? L's.
I know.
Okay, Chief, full throttle.
Can you get the other one, Bruce?